Patreon.com/the Walk Off Podcast. $4 a month gets you in there.
If you're watching this right now and you haven't hit the like button, Billy, get on it. Bug your brother. Tell him to do the same. The circle of trust, the bullpen pecking order. Where are we at on who we have the most confidence in when the chips are down? And feel free to drop your comments here. The grounds crew, you listeners, we are going to tackle this on Mailbag tomorrow. So definitely let us know who you have the most trust in, or at least the 1 through 4 order of the guys in high leverage situations.
I gotta go 4 deep. Ooh. My circle is more of a line segment with 2 points on it.
Well, let's get into it. It. Where are you at? What does your circle of trust look like?
For me right now, it's Jordan Romano and it's the new kid on the block, Erik Swanson. And that's it.
And that's it, eh?
Yeah. I always want to be trusting of Yimi Garcia, but it feels like every time I watch it, I don't watch every single game to completion. Let's be honest, right? Jays are up 6-5. I'm watching. Jays are up 11-1. I'm probably still watching. Down 11-1. I might not be watching. No,
you're forgiven. You're
all right. That's a Jays in 30 kind of game. Yimi Garcia does not pass the vibe check for me.
Now you're talking 2023 this year, correct?
No,
or this in general.
This was born out of last season, where I just felt like he was a little overrated in his lights out setup man role. Like, he's our guy for the hold, and he's our second best guy in the bullpen. And it just felt like more often than not, I was watching him like struggle or implode. I don't know. I might be misremembering Yimi Garcia's season from last year, but
let's pull up his stats.
Maybe there was 4 instances out of 60 and those 4 stand out. I don't know.
Stand out, and it's easy as a fan to do that. I do have confidence in Yimi Garcia. My circle of trust isn't much bigger than yours, by the way. It does include Garcia in there. I mean, when the chips are down, I trust Jordan Romano. Erik Swanson has really impressed me this season, dude. Like, the guy really has been as advertised. He's a high K guy. He gets the strikeouts when you need him. He's a ground ball dude. He has been, for lack of a better term, lights out this season.
Yeah. All right. So when I'm looking at Yimi Garcia's game log from this year, yeah, the first outing of the year, there's 2 walks, there's 2 earned runs. That ballooned his ERA to 18 on day 1.
Yeah.
And since then, it's been
pretty good.
0,
right?
0, 0, 0. And then his last outing there against the Rays, 2 more earned runs. So
when they were already down.
That was in a win.
That was the 6-3 win, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
6-3 win.
Okay.
So I don't know. Last year, I'm looking at his line, and it's a ERA of 3.1. But what do we always say? WHIP is a more important measure of a bullpen guy, and a WHIP of 1.049. Strikeouts per 9, 8.6. Walks per 9, 2.4. I don't know what it is about him. It's just, I could really do a deep dive and exhaust myself trying to figure out why Yimi Garcia doesn't instill confidence in me. Someone in the grounds crew, someone watching who agrees, just someone who agrees that Yimi Garcia maybe doesn't instill confidence. Explain it to me. Explain why we feel this way, okay? Tim Mayza is...
Tim Mayza is building my confidence back up. But yes, I'm in the same boat. I need to see more out of Tim Mayza.
Here's where I come down, I think. Tim Mayza and Yimi Garcia, I think are about the same quality of pitcher, and my confidence in them
Parallels.
is very similar. Yeah, parallels. The difference being is that Jimmy Garcia is supposed to be in a role where I'm supposed to have more confidence. Like when you should have the confidence of 9 out of 10, you're only getting 7. You feel uneasy about it, but when it's Tim Mayza and you should only have a confidence of 6, but you're getting 7. And this is just a made up number, like WAR or FIP or xERA or any of these stupid stats. Yeah, I don't know what it is. Yeah, it goes Jordan Romano, it goes Erik Swanson, and then beyond that, it's like a close my eyes and hope.
Are you starting to be a Zach Pop believer? Because I know that I am. If you look at his numbers, 8 games, he's got an ERA of 1.23, which in a sample size of 7.1 innings isn't really what you want to look at, but he's got a whip, which is very indicative of what you want to see out of a reliever, of 0.68. He's got 6 strikeouts, so over a strikeout an inning. He has looked really good. How much more do you need to see out of Zach Pop to boost him into that circle of trust? Are we talking months?
No, we're talking opportunities. We're talking opportunities that hopefully he doesn't get. I mean, I don't know, Zach Pop, you'd have to really point out the times in which he's faced the heart of the order in the 8th inning, because that's the only time I ever need like, it's the only time I check my confidence.
Mm-hmm.
Right? If we're up or we're down by 5 or 6 runs, I don't need confidence in whoever's on the mound. So I don't have any internal memories of Zach Pop going out there against the Rays in a 2-1 game in the 8th inning going, oh my God, we're sending Zach Pop out? This is a disaster. But I also don't have any memories of like, oh, he's got it.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it hasn't come up. Maybe I'm wrong about that.
Hey, I agree with you.
That's what it comes down
Zach
to is
Pop.
like stats in the 5th inning after Jose Barrios leaves with a comeback or after Chris Bassett has been blown up in 3 innings and Zach Pop's pitching the 4th of a blowout game. Cool. He could pitch zeros and it doesn't do anything for my confidence factor in him moving forward.
That is a very good point, that when it comes to high leverage, the only way you feel confident in a guy is seeing them succeed in those situations. And Zach Pop hasn't been given a lot of those opportunities to do just that in. I have been incredibly impressed so far with the opportunities he's been given and what he has shown, but I need to see more before he kind of enters that realm of Erik Swanson and Jordan Romano, where I feel good seeing Zach Pop in the 8th inning. Now, that said, he's getting there. That's an impressive whip that he's put up. He is getting those strikeouts, and this is how you get into that circle of trust, right? Is by cleaning up Jose Barrios and not giving up any runs and slowly building the confidence of the manager to give you those opportunities where it's a little bit higher leverage. Good Canadian kid. I liked Zach Pop. I think he really could down the road. I don't
dislike him. I mean, it's an interesting comparable though to like, I mean, going back to Tim Mayza versus Jimmy Garcia. Jimmy Garcia is in the like A team role of setup men.
Yes.
Right? Like everybody's healthy. It's a 3-2 game against the Astros down in Houston. It's Garcia and Swanson, right? We're not seeing Tim Mayza in the 8th inning for a hold unless the other two are tired, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that also means that as a fan, I know, okay, we're sending out our B team right now. My expectations are lower, right? So like if Tim Mayza gives up a couple runs, I'm not upset the same way that I am because I'm like, well, he did his best. The poor guys out there, like, it's like, look at Dalton Varsho right now, right? He's not expected to be our 3-hole hitter, right? So he's hitting 264. If he hits 264 this season in the 6th spot, I'm like amazed. Yeah. That's bravo to Dalton Varsho. If Bo Bichette or Vladdy hit 264, I'm going to be bummed out.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. It's kind of the same thing with the bullpens, I think. Tim Mayza gets a little bit more confidence just because my expectations with him to be something are, always give a little more confidence to the guy that's overachieving, I guess, than the guy that's underachieving, even though it's all relative.
I'm really curious, Adam, on your thoughts when it comes to Anthony Bass, because Anthony Bass is a guy that truly, and I don't know if you felt the same way last year, he was in my circle of trust. He was a guy that I really did believe in late innings, but his numbers this season have been ugly. I still believe Anthony Bass can be what they went out and got at the trade deadline. He's shown it before, but he has yet to show it. Anthony Bass.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely a guy last year. I mean, we got him at the trade deadline, and immediately I felt comfortable giving him the ball. I don't know what it is. I mean, his numbers are horrendous this year. I don't know if it's just usage or opportunities or it's still early and it'll get sorted out, but it's, I mean, the whip is almost 2, Scott.
Wow. And that's been his big problem, is he has given up walks where he wasn't giving up walks, and he has given up hits where he was the guy you'd go to if you needed a ground ball double play. Like Anthony Bass, it was ground balls or strikeouts last year for the guy.
Career walks per 9 around 3.2. This year, walks per 9, 4.3. So it's up substantially higher.
It is early in the season. This is a small sample size. I'm not freaking out about Anthony Bass.
No, but he is also 35.
Yeah.
Like, at a certain point, a guy doesn't have it anymore. And I'm not saying that that's what it is, but it is something that, like, is going to be on the back of my mind every outing he has. And it's going to be something
until he rights the ship. It's true. Mm-hmm. Like, it's just like older relievers, and relievers in general are always so hit and miss. There's volatile. Consistency with relievers is not a thing, right?
Well, remember when Rafael Dolis was the best reliever we had? And then the next season was like, we couldn't DFA him fast enough.
Yeah, truly.
Do you want to talk this popcorn gate for Anthony Bass?
I kind of do want to talk popcorn gate.
All right.
I do want to kind of talk popcorn gate. I think for those of you who missed it, Anthony Bass posted a photo on Twitter of his wife and his 2 kids who made a big mess with their popcorn. And then he was complaining that the stewardess, the flight attendant, I should say, I guess.
You bigot.
Yeah.
Canceled, Scott. You're canceled.
The flight attendant then asked his pregnant wife, I don't know why I just made quotation marks. Obviously, she is pregnant, but made his pregnant wife clean up the popcorn, and he was absolutely outraged about, which honestly, the thing about it, however you feel about this, whether you think the flight attendant was way out of line making her clean it up, or whether you think, get the kid to clean it up, or she should have cleaned it up. Hilarious that he posted it. Like, such a lame move. Like, the lamest thing you could possibly do. Complain about United Airlines and his wife needing to pick up popcorn. But no, go ahead. Sorry, bud.
No, it's just it's a weird move. It's like those every once in a while you see on Facebook some post about like a marketplace dispute. Like, such and such sold me this dishwasher and it doesn't work, and then they're like trying to like tag all that person's friends in it to like make them look bad.
Yeah.
It's just like, stop this. This is weird.
Yeah, stop
making everybody uncomfortable. So who's at the wrong here, Scott? Just quick, where do you fall on this?
Let's get to who's wrong in a second. Okay. I want to read friend of the show, Spencer Spenred's tweet. Okay. Mm-hmm. He goes, his tweet was, funny story from this week. I'm flying Miami to Toronto, and I have this annoying child eating popcorn in front of me. And as soon as the mom goes to the bathroom, I call the flight attendant to clean up the mess, and they made the mom do it. Laugh face, last face. Thanks, United Airlines. Funniest thing ever.
All right. That's good.
Okay, so where are we landing on who's right and who's wrong here? Again, it's already been established how incredibly lame Anthony Bass was and even posting this, but I'll go first, okay? Now,
Okay.
as a non-parent, which automatically makes my opinion almost void on this altogether, I will say that if I was a child at that point, do you know who would have been down on their hands and knees cleaning that up? Me. My dad or mom would have been like, you brat, you get down and you clean up this mess. I don't know if that's how it should have went down. Times are different. Kids are parented differently. I grew up in the suck it up era of parenting. So that's just how it would have been gone down for me. And that's kind of where I fall. I'm like, just make your kid pick it up. But
yeah,
maybe that's crazy.
That's where I'm like, Anthony Bass is lame. That's where, for me, where like it comes from is the fact that, not to like question other people's parenting methods, but I'm gonna question other people's parenting methods here. So 22-week pregnant wife with a 5-year-old and a 2-year-old. Now you can't make the 2-year-old clean it up. That mess is only getting worse if you try to do that. The 5-year-old can clean up a mess. Like it might take a while or whatever, but I feel like the flight attendant didn't make Anthony Bass is annoyed that his pregnant wife had to clean up this mess, which, first of all, pregnant women are just as capable as full strength women, if not stronger.
Full strength.
We're getting canceled for this episode. My apologies to Left Field. No, but I feel like, okay, maybe the flight attendant, I don't know whose job it is to clean up a mess. It's like when your kid pukes at the supermarket, right? Like someone has to clean up the puke. It's probably the person that works there. So maybe it should have just been the flight attendant, but they didn't make the pregnant woman clean it up. They just said like to the family, the group,
clean this up.
Clean up the mess you just made. That's ridiculous. That's on her for cleaning it up herself when she should have looked at the 5-year-old and gone, "Hey, idiot, clean it up."
Well, they probably just decided to leave the nanny and house cleaner at home. So it was just all on her.
All right. Now we're getting into rich people problems, and I just can't
this
relate to that,
is exactly right. This is where we're way out now. Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
All right. We're gonna get so many terrible comments for this. This will be great. We're getting canceled.
Our mailbag tomorrow will just be us apologizing.
Yes.